Have you ever really stopped to wonder what makes you tick? I mean, not just what's on your to-do list, but the deep down reason why you do what you do. In this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain on motivation and emotion, these two powerful, invisible forces that are basically running the show every single day of your life. So let's just dive right in with a question that sounds super simple, but is actually anything but. What really gets you out of bed in the morning? And forget the alarm clock for a sec. What's that first thought, that first feeling that actually pulls you into the day? For a lot of us, the answer is pretty practical. It's that paycheck, right? The thing that keeps the lights on, that lets you provide for yourself or your family. And that is a powerful, very real driver, for sure. But then there's that other feeling, isn't there? That little fire inside. The drive that doesn't come from some external reward, but from the simple, pure joy of doing the thing itself. And getting a handle on that difference, well, that's everything. So this fundamental why we're talking about, that's what psychologists call motivation. The best way to think about it is like an engine. It's the internal force that not only gets us started, but also keeps us pointed in the direction of a specific goal. And that engine, well, it can run on two very different kinds of fuel. On the one hand, you've got intrinsic motivation. This is your internal passion. It's why you might spend hours on a hobby you love, just because. Then, on the other hand, you have extrinsic motivation. This is all about the external stuff, the money, the good grades, the praise from your boss. And let's be real, we all use a mix of both of these to get through life. Okay, so we're driven by these forces, but how does our brain decide what's most important right now? Like, why does being really hungry completely overpower your desire to, say, learn a new language? Turns out, a famous psychologist mapped this all out. So let's climb this ladder of our needs together. First, we can pretty much split all our needs into two big buckets. You've got your primary needs. These are the absolute non-negotiables, the things hardwired into our biology for survival. Think hunger, thirst, sleep. Then you've got the secondary needs, which are more about our minds and how we connect with others. Things like achievement, friendship, the stuff we learn is important. This is where the psychologist Abraham Maslow comes in. He took this idea and took it a step further. He said, hey, our needs aren't just some random checklist. They're actually structured. And he pictured it like a pyramid. The big idea is that we have to take care of the basic stuff at the bottom before we can even think about climbing higher. Right at the very bottom, the foundation of the whole thing, are our physiological needs. This is pure survival: food, water, rest. Our bodies are constantly trying to maintain this state of balance called homeostasis. And as anyone who's ever been hangry knows, when these needs start screaming, it's pretty much impossible to focus on anything else. So, once you're not starving, your brain naturally goes, okay, what's next? And the next level up is all about safety. This is our deep, primal need to feel secure, to have a roof over our head, to feel protected, and to have some sense of stability in our lives. And once we feel safe, we start looking for our people. I mean, we are social creatures down to our very core. This is where our need for love and belonging kicks in. We crave connection with family, with friends, with a community. We have this profound need to both give and receive love and feel like we're part of a team. Now, being part of the group is one thing, but the next level is about feeling good about our place in that group. These are our esteem needs. This isn't just about others respecting us, it's also about self-respect, about feeling confident in what we can do. It's all about feeling competent and valued. And finally, we reach the very top, the peak of the pyramid, self-actualization. Maslow saw this as the ultimate human drive. It's the desire to become the absolute best version of yourself, to fulfill your unique potential. Whether that's as an artist, a parent, a scientist, it doesn't matter. It's that lifelong journey of becoming more you. This pyramid is great for understanding our personal drives. But what about the drive to help others? Well, that's a powerful secondary need called nurturance. Just think about someone like Mother Teresa. Her entire life's work wasn't really about her own safety or esteem. It was fueled by this incredible, overwhelming drive to care for other people, which just goes to show how these higher needs can become someone's central mission. Okay, so we've got this whole pyramid of needs pushing us around, but let's be real. Our journey up that ladder isn't just some logical step-by-step process. It's constantly being buffeted by our inner weather, the wild, powerful world of our emotions. So what even is an emotion when you really break it down? Well, it's not just one thing. It's kind of a three-part process. First, there's a physiological change. Your heart starts pounding. Second, there's a behavioral expression. Your eyes go wide. And third, there's the emotional feeling. Your brain takes all that information and slaps a label on it. Whoa, I'm scared. And these feelings, they aren't just random noise. They're actually super important survival tools. For one, they get us ready for action. Fear literally preps your body to run away. They also help organize what we do next. That feeling of joy makes you want to do that thing again. And maybe most important of all, they help us connect with each other. Our expressions are a form of instant communication. So if emotions are a kind of communication, that brings up a really cool question. Is a smile in one part of the world understood the same way on the complete opposite side? Is there like a universal language of feelings? And what's amazing is that for a handful of core emotions, the answer is a big yes. No matter where you go on the planet, the basic facial expressions for happiness, sadness, anger, fear, disgust, and surprise are instantly recognized. It's a fundamental piece of our shared humanity. Okay, so that leads to the next logical question, right? If the expressions are universal, why does it seem like people from different cultures show their emotions so differently? Well, that's where something called display rules come in. Think of these as the unwritten social rule book we all learn as kids about when, where, and how it's okay to show what you're feeling. It's like the cultural software running on our universal human hardware. All right, let's bring it all home. We've talked about motivation, the why behind what we do. And we've talked about emotion, the feel of our experiences. But the really cool part is that these two aren't separate at all. They're locked together in this powerful, never-ending feedback loop. Think about it like this. Your motivation drives you to achieve something difficult. When you finally do it, what happens? You feel this amazing rush of pride, of joy. And what does that feeling do? It becomes the fuel that motivates you to aim even higher the next time. It's a cycle that keeps pushing us forward. So, if you take one thing away from all this, it should be this. Motivation and emotion are the twin engines that propel us through life. They don't just get us off the couch, they help us steer. Every single feeling you have is basically a little nudge, pushing you either towards something or away from it. So, I'm going to leave you with this to think about. Take a second and picture the most important goal in your life right now, the one that really gets you out of bed. Now ask yourself, what's the core feeling that's fueling that drive? Is it joy? Is it a desire for security? Maybe a need to prove something? Because once you understand that feeling, you're a whole lot closer to understanding what truly makes you tick.